very pleasant Saturday morning to you, and welcome in to another edition of Marshall Basketball Today with Dan D'Antoni, sponsored by the West Virginia Lottery. I'm Mark Martin, and it's great to have you along on this college basketball Saturday. Later tonight, it will be Dan D'Antoni's Thundering Herd of Marshall going up against the Blazers of UAB. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off inside the Cam Henderson Center, and our weekly chat with Coach D'Antoni is coming up in just a bit. To be an athlete, you have to have patience, and it's something that a former Area 2 sports star has had to learn while wearing the green and white. Jeremy Dillon from Mingo Central High School is the focus this week in our Thundering Herd Spotlight. We welcome you back to the Saturday Sports Showcase. I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us. The 2021-22 high school wrestling season finished up earlier this month with the 75th annual state tournament in Huntington. History was made this past Sunday with the announcement that Point Pleasant's Derek Rake is the winner of the 2022 Bob Dutton Award as the state's top wrestler. Rake joins a long list of Mountain State greats while becoming the first ever recipient from Mason County. Derek Rake was hardly out of diapers when he hit the mats to begin his days as a wrestler.
As time went on, I didn't really know if I liked it or not, but as time went on, I was getting better. I started winning, and everybody likes winning. So, I mean, I honestly, I'd say yes. I immediately, because my older brother did it, and then I just followed in his footsteps because I wanted to do what he was doing, and then it turned into this. But I love the sport.
In 2019, he won his first state title, which did make him realize a four-peat was a possibility.
It was in my mind, but honestly, I was more focused on anything. I didn't really think about that. I was just focused on getting the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Just trying to not look ahead, just stay in the moment.
On March 5th, Rake won his fourth in a row in the 160-pound class, as did teammate Justin Barty just 2 matches before at 145.
I can't explain how awesome it is. I mean, because we've been together. I mean, I've known him since I was in 4th grade. I mean, we first met when we were wrestling with each other at tournaments, and I started talking to him, and then they decided to move over here in grade school and wrestle with us. I mean, I've known him for years, and he's been one of my good friends for I don't even know how long. It's been forever, and it's just something else.
Those wins brought the number of 4-time state champs in West Virginia to 24. Rake's domination in the 160-pound class during the state tournament helped lead to him winning the Dutton Award.
Honestly, I didn't expect to win the award. I wasn't really focused on getting the award. I was just focused on winning a state title and getting a team title and everything. But I mean, obviously that comes and it's great. But my focus was state title for the team and myself.
We're excited. We're excited. I mean, anytime you get a kid kind of named best wrestler in the state of West Virginia, it's exciting. So I think it's happy for Derek, but also happy for the program as well.
Rake will continue representing the program as a wrestler at Ohio University.
Honestly, I couldn't. It's awesome. I'm so excited to go up there and train and go to the next level.
Rake will be honored with the Dutton at the West Virginia Sports Writers Association Victory Awards Dinner May 1st here in Charleston at the Embassy Suites. Our congratulations once again to Point Pleasant's Derek Rake. Well, stay where you are. In just a moment, we will discuss college football as the Mountaineers open up spring drills. That is straight ahead on this March 26th installment of the Saturday Sports Showcase. Welcome back to Eyewitness News. I'm Mark Martin. Great to have you with us. It was a night for some history at Marshall's Cam Henderson Center. At halftime, the shot heard round the world by Marshall's Bruce Morris in 1985 was celebrated. Morris's full court heave is the longest in college basketball history, and his footprints are now on the new court at the home of the Herd. Another bit of history came in the form of game competition as Marshall played its first ever Sun Belt Conference showdown against Appalachian State, the school Morris made his shot against nearly 40 years ago. So out to the Cam we go for this historic moment, and Coach D'Antoni talking with his crew starts with some defense here. Fast break, and Andrew Taylor the lob, and yeah, that gets the crowd going as Tavion Kinsey puts it through. Largest crowd of the year at just a little over 4,800. Then a nice pass here. Jacob Connor, the outstanding freshman, scores it for Marshall. App State pulling ahead, but Marshall closes the first half with the final 5. Connor showing off the jump shot, finished the night with 10 points. And then it's Cam Kirkman showing his range, drilling the three-pointer. Her led by 7 at the break and come out on fire in the second half, scoring the first 8. Kinsey finished with 14, but would have to sit out due to some foul trouble. Hurd able to stay hot. Andy Taylor here led the charge. He had 15 points, and the crowd fired up for that one. And how about Kirkman? Also with 15 in the game, 3 of 6 from behind the three-point line, nails it. And then Hobina, Anna Chili-Killen, the former Chapmanville star, also in double figures. Marshall out-rebounding the Mountaineers by 25, and they get the victory 79-53.
It got my head. I was yelling, screaming, acting like a wild man. Corny comes over, come on, coach, we got to stay in the game, stay in. I said, Corny, you get over there and keep those kids in the game. I'm going to work these referees.
When I got my 4th foul, I was not worried at all. I felt as if we were controlling the game the whole time, and I got this dude right next to me who can control the game when I'm out the game. And then when we're together, it's even better. So when I went to go sit down, nothing really came about it. I just was like, let's do this. And we got out there, we went on the run, and then after that, we ended up blowing them out. So we'll take it.
All right, Marshall up against James Madison on Saturday. Join us Saturday mornings at 9:30 on Fox 11 for Marshall basketball today with Dan D'Antoni, presented by the West Virginia Lottery. We will be talking Thundering Herd basketball with the Hall of Famer, bring you player profiles, highlights, and much more. Marshall's women's team also victorious in its historic Sun Belt Conference opener. Tony Kemper's crew winning it in overtime over South Alabama 63-61. Well, Manhattan is a popular site for New Year's Eve celebrations. The Mountaineer men's basketball team will be in Manhattan on the final day of 2022. Manhattan, Kansas, that is. West Virginia beginning Big 12 conference play against the Kansas State Wildcats on the road Saturday evening. West Virginia heading into the contest ranked 24th in the country, the program's first ranking since the 2020-21 season. West Virginia finished 10-2 in the non-conference phase of the season. Now it's time for Big 12 action, and it is against a school where Bob Huggins once coached. Okay, it is indeed basketball season, but it's never too early to think about football, and the next true football game in West Virginia that counts will be June 10th. That is when the annual WCHS-TV Fox 11 North-South All-Star Football Classic unfolds inside South Charleston High School's Black Eagles Stadium. A pair of area head coaches have been tabbed as the leaders for the teams in the 2023 showdown. Roane County High School's Paul Burdett will guide the North Bears. Burdett just wrapped up his 12th season as the head coach for his alma mater. Burdett Raiders producing the school's first ever undefeated season. Burdett is a former player in the Classic and last year served as a North assistant. Meanwhile, the South will be led by Van High School's Mark Augusta. This past season, Coach Augusta led the Bulldogs to an undefeated 10-0 regular season. Coach Augusta has been Van's head coach the past 3 years. This will mark his first involvement with the All-Star Clash. He is a proud graduate of Van High School. Selecting head coaches is the first major step for the annual Classic, according to director Bob Mollett.
We met at the Super Six, the directors of the State of West Virginia Schools Athletic Coach Association, our director, Wes Eddy. We met and had a meeting at Hampton Inn in Wheeling, Super Six week, and we met there and chose the coaches, and then their next job was to choose their staff. And once they have a staff together, we send out the invitations to every high school in the state of West Virginia to nominate at least 3 players to play in the game, and then they get together and select the team.
All right, and it will be here before you know it. And that will do it for this edition of Eyewitness Sports. We welcome you to Falling Rock, West Virginia. Joe Eddie Cali Field, longtime home of the Huskies of Herbert Hoover, who tonight celebrate homecoming by entertaining the Pioneers of Wayne in a key Cardinal Conference showdown, and one certainly with playoff implications. Greetings from Falling Rock, along with former two-time first-team All-Stater and state championship coach Jim Mahan, Hannah Klein on the sidelines, and our wonderful F&R crew of Mark Martin. So nice to have you with us here tonight. Great chill in the air, Jim Mahan. Well, there was a Friday in August in which high school football teams played throughout the month of September. Now here we are in the month of October. First Friday in October, and this is a key game for both teams. Players shaking hands, fireworks going off, and it's all over here on the banks of the Elk River in Falling Rock. Beautiful scene for high school football on the first Friday in October, and it's the Huskies of Hoover winning it by a final of 40-12. We'll come back and bring you our post-game show in just a moment. You're watching the Parmar Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Optimum. Hoover wins it over Wayne. All right, they brought Ty Bartram into the game, and he'll take the direct snap, and Ty Bartram, who had a great senior season in his only season at Spring Valley High School, and he leaps into the end zone for the touchdown.
South needs to keep this one out of the end zone, Mark.
Lawrence in the backfield. Here's Hall. Guns it up, looking for Delaney, and Delaney makes the great catch out of Grafton for the touchdown. The North Bears on the board. Kickoff and Mosey down the field. Here's Farrow looking to turn the corner, and Leonard Farrow will score it for the Cardinals. We welcome you back to Marshall Football today with Charles Huff, presented by the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and it is a pleasure to be joined by the great second-year head coach of the Thundering Herd, Charles Huff. Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's that sound? Second year now.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting old. Welcome back. Welcome back, and I've missed you guys, man.
Coach, second year, 1 year to the next. How much more of a comfort level is it from this time a year ago?
Well, obviously, anytime you do something over again, you kind of look back and you say, hey, what could I have done different? What did I do well? What are the things that I would have changed if I knew this? I think the biggest thing for me is I have a better understanding of Marshall University.
His name was Dave Poor, but to those who knew him, he was simply Pops.
He was a big supporter of all the guys, and went on all the road trips with us, and he was my roommate, and riding shotgun whenever I was driving the vans for the team, and he usually cooked brownies and cookies and stuff like that for him for the road trips. So came to a lot of the practices as well. Players always loved to see him come, and went over and hugged him and all that good stuff. And after games, man, he couldn't wait to get that stat sheet, and we go up to B-Dubs and get us something to eat and talk about the game.
Pops Poor died on November 29th. Just as his son's 23rd season at the helm of West Virginia State basketball was starting. The veteran Yellow Jacket leader says this season has been a double-edged sword.
Have it happen during the season, I'm really busy, and so it's kept me moving and all that, and that's helped me kind of keep my mind off of it. But then on the other hand, he's usually in that van riding with me to Concord, and he's usually sitting right behind the bench, and now he's not. And so it's good that it happened now because I'm busy, but it's also bad because I really miss him.
His father helped form the Winfield Youth Basketball League and recruited high school players to coach the teams, including his own son.
That's what really got me to where that, hey, I want to coach. And didn't hurt any that I won the league 2 out of 3 years while I was in high school. So in a roundabout way, yes, I guess he did kind of spur me to get into coaching.
Poor's latest team heads to Wheeling seeking a Mountain East Conference tournament title. It will be another first in his career without his dad in the stands, but he knows Pops will be there in spirit.
I've worn the tennis shoes all year with, just some Pops sayings, and it'd be great to win a championship in them. I know he's looking down and really enjoying this team. Was there a lot of fun to watch? Obviously, we've been winning, and that makes it even more fun to watch. But they're a good group of guys, too, that really loved him also.
Well, the past few months for Brian Poor have been difficult. He's continued to move forward as the leader of young men. One of the many aspects of his life that made Pops Poor so proud of the son he loved so much.